hormone imbalance, how it affects men and women. Here's Barbara O'Neill briefly explains.
So let's have a look now at what's causing the imbalance. Because as we've looked at Newton's third law of motion, to every action there is an equal and an opposite reaction. There is a reason for the imbalance that we are seeing. And the main cause of the imbalance, one of the main causes, is the contraceptive pill. 1957, the first contraceptive pill was introduced to women. 1960s is called the sexual revolution. Women wanted to be able to have sex without falling pregnant, so they were given the pill. But one writer in Australia, she calls it the mass murder of millions of women. Men and women have, are, and will continue to pay a very high price for this so-called sexual freedom. What is the pill? What does it do? The pharmaceutical companies grow acres and acres of Mexican wild yam. Now that Mexican wild yam contains a plant chemical called diosgenin, and in a laboratory diosgenin can be converted into progesterone. Pharmaceutical company can't patent that. It's like they can't patent sodium bicarb either, because you can't patent something that's already there. So what they do is they add a few more atoms and come up with a synthetic progesterone. They add a few more atoms and they come up with a synthetic estrogen. You see, in the 80s, the pill contained pure estrogen, and they quickly acknowledged that that pure estrogen was feeding cancer. So every pill today has to contain the synthetic estrogen and the synthetic progesterone. Has that fixed everything? No, because it's progestin or progestone, and it blocks your progesterone receptor sites. It really hasn't fixed anything. But when the woman takes the pill, it's fed into that biochemical pathway that your body uses to make its own hormones, and it causes a disruption, and the body says, must be pregnant. So it stops releasing the egg, so the woman doesn't fall pregnant. So for 3 weeks she takes the pill, and then for 1 week she stops and takes a sugar pill, and the body goes, oh, mustn't be pregnant, choke and bleed. After a week, back on the hormones, oh, must be pregnant. Can you see this imbalance that's starting to happen? But what I want to illustrate to you is what's this causing. You see, your number one hormone should be progesterone because it balances all the others. Month after month on the pill, no ovulation, no corpus luteum, where's progesterone going? Month after month on the pill with its synthetic estrogen, where's estrogen going? We've got a problem, sadly too common today, called estrogen dominance, progesterone deficiency. Good slave, bad master, is now the master. And what does the cycle look like now? Estrogen's up here. Estrogen, with its cell proliferator action, causing massive cell growth in the uterus. There's the fibroids. Massive cell growth on the ovaries. There's your polycystic ovarian syndrome. There's your cysts on the ovaries. There's your endometriosis. This is your abnormal cells on the uterus, on the cervix. These are your cysts in the breasts. This is your breast cancer. This is your uterine cancer, your ovarian cancer. And the lady cannot lose weight because of the high estrogen. And the ladies were the baby boomers. Now they're going through menopause. How are they faring? They can't lose weight. They're having hot flushes. Estrogen causes capillary dilation, causes all the blood to rush to the skin, then, whoo, hot. By the way, where's progesterone in all this? Down here. The woman's depressed. She's got no happy hormone at all. She has no desire for sex. And when she has sex, it's painful because the cells lining the birth canal have become so tender. There is no lubricant. She is of all women most miserable. And she knows. She looks at her husband and he's starting to look at his secretary. It's a terrible state of affairs. So the woman goes to the doctor. She's in a mess. So he gives her something to stop the hot flushes, and it will. It's called hormone replacement therapy. Why does it stop the flushes? Because now the body thinks it's pregnant again. And instead of putting its energies to the skin, it puts its energies in the breasts and the uterus. 6 years later, she has a lump. It's breast cancer. Her doctor takes her off HRT immediately. Why? He knows. So if you say to the physician, why do you do it if you know? He says, well, she was suffering and it brought her relief. That is true. But you ask the woman, what would you prefer, breast cancer or hot flushes? What's the answer? Bring on the flushes. I'll build a pool. I'll get a fan.